First of all, Avivadangal Sakhagale, revolutionary greetings to all comrades from the student front, from the youth front, our former SFI, DYFI leaders and student and youth front leaders, our comrades who are hearing. We want to extend our revolutionary greetings to each and every comrade, each and every people in Kerala who are fighting and who are the hope of this country. Our comrade was saying that Jnuwf is just a beginning. But we have seen that Kerala has given us that hope always. When we have looked towards Kerala, we have always seen that how Kerala has been that beacon of hope for each and every person who has been looking up to the left democratic front, who has been looking up for safeguarding the society against the communal polarization, against the attack on the secular fabric of this country, against the attack on the democratic and progressive ideals of this country, against the attack of the constitutional ethos of the country. We have always looked towards the people of Kerala who have stood right, hand in hand, always fighting and telling to this people of this country that not an inch back we will move, not an inch back we will move from, and we will not let not only Kerala but entire country to gulp down by the fascist forces which are every day attacking the democratic and secular progressive fabric of this country. Comrades, today when we are standing here and celebrating that how the left in campus spaces or educational spaces are uniting together to ensure that the fascist forces are not having an inch in the educational spaces, we are also celebrating that the hope that we are building among the student and youth across the country, the hope that the people look towards all of us uniting together to tell the fascist forces inside this country that you try to attack us. If you try to attack the secular fabric of this country, if you try to attack the democratic fabric of this country, it's the student and youth who will unite each and every corner in this society, who will unite each and every people inside this society and put an eye to these fascist forces and tell that you can't destroy the very basic structure of our country. We are standing in a time when we are having general elections coming up. We know how crucial these elections are going to be. We know in the past 10 years what has happened in this country, how the right-wing forces, how the Sangh Parivar, the RSS, its student wing, the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad in across educational campus, across society, the RSS have been working day and night to break the secular fabric, the democratic ethos of this country. We know that how this country was built day in and day night by the blood and sweat of your martyrs. We know that how each and every day how the martyrs had fought against the colonial rule of the British. And we have seen in the last 10 years of the rule by the Modi government, by the RSS in the center, that they have choked this country to a level that they are continuously trying to break this democratic fabric of this country. We have seen that as soon as the BJP and the RSS has come to power, we have seen in 2014 and in 2019 that how they have tried every means to bring in policies which are anti-people. We have seen that starting from demonetization, after that in 2019 when they came in power, how they have brought in policies against the farmers. They have brought an anti-farmer bill. They have brought national education policy which only talks about excluding maximum of the students from the educational system of this country. We have seen that recently how changing of the syllabus, communalization of the syllabus through NCERT textbooks and several other things, the continuous attack of the Sangh Parivar, not only in states across, we are seeing from the center how diktat is continuously being used to implement anti-people policy. We have been continuously seeing that a model is being established inside this country, a model which was proudly told by the Sangh Parivar at one point of time, which is the Gujarat model. And we need to question the Sangh Parivar that what is this Gujarat model? Because when we question what is this Gujarat model, we can see when the US President visits India to the state of Gujarat, the slums are having to be hidden. That is the Gujarat model. That is the reality of the Gujarat model of the Sangh Parivar. We know, we can't forget Bilkis Bano. When we talk about Gujarat model, we know that how a Muslim woman was raped and his culprits were allowed to be walked free in the very state of Gujarat. that is the Gujarat model. We know that when they talk about Gujarat model, they talk about the inequality that lies in the society, and they stand with the corporate nexus by making the inequality bridge day by day. When we talk that we need to have an alternative model, we keep in front the Kerala model, the left democratic model, front model. When we talk proudly about the left democratic front model across in the country, not only in Kerala, we talk about that how in Kerala and everywhere where the left forces have been strong, we have ensured that education is not only for the ones who have money, but education is for accessible and affordable for each and every student, each and every person inside this country, inside this society, who is sitting on the last bench and wants to read. We will ensure that each and every place will have a library to ensure that right to education, right to read and write, right to literacy will be the right, fundamental right on each of every citizen of this country, so that they can stand inside this country with their head held high. When we talk about the left model, we talk about daily wage, which is higher than many other states that we have seen in Kerala. We know that in Kerala, when the pandemic situation was there, across the states, people were suffering. It was Kerala who could keep a model which was pro-people at the center and tell not only to this country, to the world, that even if we are a small state, we can tell people that an alternative people's model is possible, and you can't show us an alternative inside this country, also in the world. And Kerala's left model has proven us that if we keep people in the forefront, if we keep people's priority in the forefront, it's possible. It's possible always to ensure that the people of this country win, the people of this country have better policies inside this country. We are seeing an ideological fight, comrades. We are seeing that in the last 10 years, an huge ideological battle has been started by the Sangh Parivar. We have been seeing that through several propaganda, how they are trying to defame not only Kerala, but the very idea of Kerala. What does Kerala stand for? Kerala stands for the democratic ethos, the secular fabric of this country. Kerala stands for unity. Kerala stands for cultural diversity. Kerala stands for the home of thousands of guest workers who have left their houses and come here for the dignity of their life, who stand here proudly with their heads held high to ensure that they have a safer and dignified life. We know that when Kerala is offering such a model, there is an ideological battle that the Sangh Parivar wants to tell people. That's a propaganda that they want to split and put venom into people's mind. We have recently seen that how, in the name of Kerala story, a movie is being broadcasted not only through private movie picture channels, but through the DD National. We need to question that how a government is allowing a propaganda movie which only vilifies, which only shows the people of Kerala in a negative light. We need to stand by the people of Kerala who have always stood unitedly, who has always stood with the people, not only inside their society, not only inside their state, but across the country, to show a model of fraternity, to show a model of brotherhood. We are continuously seeing like how this idea of Kerala, this idea of the left democratic front, the idea of the Kerala model is facing an attack by the Sangh Parivar. We also saw in JNU that as soon as the RSS BJP led government came in center, they started attacking JNU. We saw in 2016, they started their first attack by saying that the JNU students are Tukre gang. We saw they started with all propaganda, and recently they have come out with a movie which is a propaganda, Jahangir National University, and we have filed a case at the Delhi High Court to give them the answer that no such propaganda will be allowed inside this country, no such propaganda will be allowed by the Sangh Parivar, which creates hates and division inside this society. We want to tell clearly that what does the Sangh Parivar fear? The Sangh Parivar fears this brotherhood. The Sangh Parivar fears unity. The Sangh Parivar is afraid that people are peacefully in a secular fabric, in a democratic ethos, with a constitutional value, living in a society where each and every person wants the betterment and progress of a society. The Sangh Parivar fears that. Because from the very time that the RSS and the BJP has come to central government, we have seen that how they have cut down on each and every fund. We have seen that every people's policy where funds used to be higher, those have been cut down. We have seen that scholarships like MANF, educational foundations like MAEF have been cut down, have been shut down by this very BJP RSS which tells about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. We need to ask them that whom are you telling about Sabka Saath? With whom are you standing at this moment inside this country when you are cutting down on scholarships on an everyday basis? We need to ask them. We need to ask this very government that when they are siding with the Israeli apartheid state and the people of Palestine are facing genocide, we need to ask them when they are trying to bring a bill, they are passing a bill which is anti-constitutional like CAA to ensure that the Muslims inside our society, the minorities inside our country are being dehumanized. We need to ask the BJP and the RSS what are they trying to do. But it's very unfortunate that we see what is happening in Kerala. We are seeing that not only there is an attack by the Sangh Parivar which is happening centrally, but the forces that are here, which says themselves as to be opposition, are silent, and which is the Congress. And we need to ask them also that when the DD National is broadcasting Kerala story and you are not able to open your mouth, we need to also question you that where are you standing when the people of Kerala are asking you that you need to stand by them? What is your position? We need to also ask them when the people of Palestine are facing genocide and the BJP is continuously trying to have a propaganda inside Kerala, where are you standing? We also need to ask them that when the left democratic front inside Kerala and across the country is trying to strengthen all those spaces across the society, trying to unite people, we need to ask them that where are these people? We also need to ask them that when the anti-farmer laws were passed, we saw it was 1 year that continuously the farmers were sitting at the national capital opposing those farm laws, they were atrocious for the farming community. We saw that how the BJP and the RSS tried to bring in anti-workers laws. We need to also ask the Congress that how many rallies, how many movements could you have done? How many questions could you have asked inside the parliament to this BJP and the RSS government so that they can be questioned that why are they bringing in this anti-people's policy when we are here in behalf of the student movement, on behalf of the youth movement, and appealing to the people of Kerala? This is the appeal that we have, that we need to strengthen the left democratic front's voices inside the parliament. Because when we saw the 2019 parliament, we saw that even if we had two forces, even if we have three people inside the parliament, they have always strengthened people's voices. And when the people who call themselves opposition, they have betrayed the people of this country, and that's why people of Kerala need to vote for the Left Democratic Front, the candidates of Left Democratic Front, and Palakkad, the people of Palakkad, we want to appeal that you need to hugely vote the candidate of Left Democratic Front so that the people's voices can be strengthened in the parliament. Because if anybody can stop the communal polarization, if anybody can voice in favor of pro-people's policies, if anybody can fight for the farmers, the workers, the working class inside our country, it is the left front forces, the democratic forces who will be voicing their opinion continuously inside the parliament. Not only inside the parliament, when inside the parliament our MPs are suspended, we know that how our members of parliament have been on the streets to ensure that there is not an inch left to the RSS and the BJP, posing questions to them continuously that we will not leave you. We will not leave you unless and until you leave those spaces, unless and until you stop destroying the constitutional ethos and fabric inside this country. We want to appeal to the people of Kerala, to the people of Palakkad, that when you go to vote, just think of these two models. A model which is continuously citing the corporate nexus. A model which is clearly keeping quiet when this corporate nexus is taking place. A model when is clearly quiet when the BJP RSS is trying to make way inside the society and trying to have propaganda against a state. We know that how the BJP is shrinking
the funds given to the states. We know how they are trying to attack the federal structure. We know that in the last month, on the 8th of February, the entire government, which is sitting here in Kerala, the Left Democratic Front, had to move to the national capital to protest against the center's choking down of the economic funds of this state, to tell them that if the people of Kerala need to survive, the center, the RSS, BJP need to stop playing petty politics of stopping the funds to the state. We know that who has been in the last 10 years standing for the people, by the people, and it's a crucial moment, comrades. It's a crucial moment that if we need to stand by the Constitution, if we want to stand by the Constitution, if we stand by each and every vote that we cast on the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, we need to ensure that vote goes in favor of the Left Democratic Front, because it's only the Left Democratic Front which can create policies which are pro-people. We have continuously seen when the left has been in the government in Kerala, whether it's in the assembly, we have seen that how positive pro-people policies have been brought in. We have also seen when the left was in parliament in good numbers, we have been able to push for laws and policies like Manrega. But we need to ask that if the left is weakening, it is how the RSS and the BJP is trying to have a propaganda, because they want the left to weaken. Because they know that if anybody will question them in the parliament, it's the left democratic forces. They know that if anybody will ask them question about the farmers, about the students, about the youth, it's the Left Democratic Front candidates. They very well know that if anyone will fight not inside only in the parliament but on the streets across, if anybody will raise voice for either it's Palestine, whether it's for Bilkis Bano, whether it's about the girl child, a Dalit child who was raped in Hathras, whether about the farmers who have been on the national capital struggling for against the anti-farmers laws, if it is anybody who will be talking about NEP, if it is anybody who will be talking about the anti-workers laws, it is the Left Democratic Front, and that is why the RSS and the BJP fears, and its allies fears that the strengthening of the left inside the parliament, the strengthening of the people's movement inside this society will only break the corporate nexus, will only break the right-wing politics which is destroying the secular fabric and the democratic constitutional fabric of this country. With this appeal once more to the people of Palakkad and to all the people who are able to hear us, that this is a appeal to each and every person who goes to cast vote, that strengthen the Left Democratic Front in Kerala, so that the voices in the parliaments are strengthened of the people, of us, of the student, of the youth, of the working class, of the women, of the minority and the marginalized who have been struggling inside this society, inside this country in the last 10 years. And it is the time to oust, to throw out the BJP, how their history has been, that their history has been in zero, how their history has been no contribution towards the freedom movement. We need to show them they have no contribution towards the development of this society and this country. They need to be shown their way in the upcoming elections. We hope with all confidence that the people of Kerala, the people of Palakkad will be voting in favor of the Left Democratic Front and strengthening the pro-people's voices inside the parliament. Inqilab Zindabad.